Well, we start the hour in Libya, where the country's rival leaders are now in Cairo for talks. The leaders traveled to the Egyptian capital just hours after the country's foreign minister, Sameh, shoukry, announced that Egypt is in support of the takeover of Libyan oil terminals by Khalifa Haftar's forces last week. However, the UN and Western countries have condemned Haftar's actions. There are fears that the standoff between Haftar's army and forces loyal to the UN-backed Presidential Council could lead to civil war. The talks in Cairo are also being attended by UN envoy to Libya, Martin Kobler. It's hoped the meeting with Egyptian officials will help broker a deal and eventually defuse the situation. Well, neighboring countries no doubt heavily affected by events in Libya. Let's get you more details and insights now from CCTV's Yasser Hakim, who joins us from Cairo, and Yusuf Gaiji, who is standing by for us in Tunis. Yasser, let's start with you. That meeting between UN mediator and the rival sides, has it kicked off? What's the latest on that?
Well, they have been taking place throughout the night. They arrived late last night and they continued early this morning. And we don't have any information yet about any results concerning these meetings. We know that one of the sides, Fayez Sarraj, the head of the Presidential Council, has left Cairo. He's gone to Britain. He's gone to London. He didn't go back to Libya, so we guess that it's going to be like a shuttle diplomacy where he'll try to get all sides into the equation there and try to get all kinds of ideas from different parties involved in the Libyan crisis, as well as UN Martin Kobler, the envoy. He met with the Arab League chief, Ahmed Abul Gheid, just a while ago, and there was a press conference that ended just a few minutes ago where we still are getting the latest, but one of the points he said, and that was a positive point, is that he finds that Khalifa Haftar has handed the oil refineries that he took over to the parliament a couple of days ago, and that was a positive sign. He finds this as a positive sign from Haftar that he handed it to the civil authority, and that is the Tobruk government and parliament there. But it's still not the end of the situation. And what we know as well is that there will be a delegation from the Arab League traveling to Tripoli in the next couple of hours, or maybe by the end of the day, and also a delegation from Egypt that will go to Libya to continue talks there and try to find a peaceful solution to the crisis.
Well, Yusuf, let's bring you in here now. We know, of course, that Egypt has declared its support for Khalifa Haftar. What is Tunisia's stance on these latest developments?
Well, Tunisia continues to be loyal to its diplomatic tradition of being neutral and stopping from interfering or refraining from interfering in the Libyan crisis or getting involved with any of the actors. Tunisia has tried before to come in as a mediator between different political parties in Libya, but it certainly has not taken position and is not taking position now. But for Tunisia, the government is observing and knows that this is a big change. Seeing General Haftar seize the oil facilities could lead possibly to further violence between the East and Western Libya, and that's the most worrying for Tunisia.
And Yasser, as you mentioned, of course, talks are expected to continue in Libya itself, but what are the expectations of what's come out so far with regard specifically to General Haftar and his troops in the unity government?
Well, Haftar, who's been promoted to marshal just yesterday on Thursday by the Tobruk government, now it seems that the Tobruk government, one side of the parties, is insisting that he has some kind of role in the new setup. Obviously, we know that the coalition government has been rejected by parliament, so the Presidential Council led by Fayez Sarraj is in the process of forming a new government. And I believe there is pressure from the Tobruk government on Tripoli to hand over a seat or any kind of role by the Haftar into this new coalition government. And I think Egypt as well is pushing for that. At this point, we do not know yet what has been what has come out of the meetings that took place in Cairo late last night, and they are still ongoing with Aqil Saleh, who is the head of the Tobruk government, is also in Cairo, and he still hasn't left. So we understand there's still discussions behind closed doors, but we still are unaware of what is going to come out of it. But definitely Khalifa Haftar will have some kind of role in the new coalition government, or at least in the new setup that could come out of these meetings.
Now, Yusuf, of course, as you heard the Yasser saying, talks still ongoing in Cairo. And even though Tunisia chooses to adopt a neutral position, what kind of outcome is Tunisia hoping will come out from this latest peace bid?
Well, Tunisia has been paying a heavy price for the instability in Libya, whether in terms of security or economically. So what's in the interest of Tunisia is seeing different political parties and different actors agree and have a plan to move forward with Libya and make the country stable. However, in Tunisia, the government is skeptical about what's going on and whether the GNA will be able to accommodate General Haftar along his aspirations, because he certainly will want to have a bigger role in the government, or whether this this split will further widen. We know also that different militias in Tripoli are not necessarily supporting the GNA. So will this move isolate further the GNA? So the situation is becoming quite uncertain here, and Tunisia is watching but hoping that there will be an agreement.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to leave it there. But thanks very much to Yusuf Geji joining us there from Tunis. And of course, Yasser Hakim live for us in Cairo on those talks taking place in Egypt with regards to the situation in Libya.